Hey, this is China B, your favorite nurse practitioner and beauty expert, and this is The Mark. We're talking about all the things you people wanted to know, so we have them on. What it's like to be married to a boss lady. So, welcome, David Pinto.
Hello.
The man, the myth, the legend himself. Here we are, and today we're talking about what it takes to love a strong woman, raise 3 kids, and still thrive in a high-pressure job. So, Dave, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to be here.
Swiped right once. Got real lucky. I don't know. Just supporting you in everything that you've been trying to do. And then you asked me to go on your podcast, and I said, sure, why not?
And the people wanted to know what it's like, who you are. They're curious.
I'm Dave.
So, a little background is Dave started off as this single guy with his own apartment, his own closet.
That was a nice apartment. It was a big closet.
To fast forward one date and boom, family man. 2 kids and then 1 surprise baby on a year later.
2 tweens, too. They weren't little.
So, what was it like going from single bachelor to dad life? Pretty much overnight.
Politically correct answer, because I still want dinner. It was easy. It was great. Realistic answer, it was very difficult at times. Trying to step in to like dad vibes of 2 children who are not mine. And just having this random dude start being in their lives and then eventually move in. Especially because I'm definitely OCD and a clean freak, because I just like that. It was probably very difficult for them.
And I am a fire sign with 2, they were like middle school aged at the time.
Yeah, 9 and 11.
So it was a bit of a whirlwind of a environment, I'm sure.
Wouldn't change it for the world.
So what is it like jumping into that and have, the job that you have is also powerful and stressful. So how is it balancing a partner with an also powerful job that's stressful and the stress of 3 kids at home?
Well, fortunately for me, I'm a big creature of routine, so, sometimes it's tough to having to come home. Like, I do get to play both roles. Like, I go from being in a role of working at a very powerful, respected position, then I come home and then I'm like bottom rung picking up stuff. But I think, and I told you should call your podcast Boss Ass Bitch podcast to begin with, but it's very easy for you and I think that you understand the kind of person that I am, and we'll call them quirks, let's be nice about it.
Quirky,
but,
quirky.
Sure, we'll call it quirks. But I think that we blend well the things that we do. It's not ever one-sided or lopsided. It's kind of like an ebb and flow the way we do things. I try not to be the bad guy as much, but I'm like a snitch just on my phone, like, yell at these kids when you get home. But it's not bad. Your hours change and differ. Like, I'm fortunate enough to have a pretty steady schedule, 5 days a week, where it allows for us to pass. But I think over the few years, we've learned to balance, dropping off a kid, picking up kids, feeding the kids. Yeah, and I know sometimes you have to go to these late night things and you gotta schmooze and rub elbows with the big bosses, and that's fine. I don't necessarily have those kinds of dinner engagements, but I do try to sneak in some golf.
True.
Once in a while.
I think mainly it is just finding balance of egos.
Yeah.
Because when you're, in law enforcement, I think stereotypically people that go into law enforcement can be perceived as having large egos because of the role that they're in. And I think also people in my position most definitely have the stereotype of having large egos because we're in the beauty business. So we're doing like, viewed as superficial things.
Yeah.
So I think it's just not. I think part of why we vibe is that the egos don't always battle each other.
No, and I think for a lot of things together, like yes, we both go put on our boss bitch hats during the day, but when we come home, we check our egos enough at the door to know that like now we gotta battle 3 kids and dinner and bedtime and cleaning and bath time and all those things. So like we just put on the pads and go to war together.
So knowing that Mimi is listening to our podcast episode, that's my mom. For those of you who are listening, tell us quickly in a cinematic picture of how we met.
Okay, so I had just gotten out of a lengthy, overdrawn, just horrible relationship. I won't say horrible at all times, but it bled out.
She's probably listening, so
could care less. But it should have ended a long time ago, and we bled it out. But so I wasn't necessarily in like the woman hating stage. I was in the my friends were like, bro, download every social app out there and start swiping. I paid hundreds of dollars so I could keep swiping, but met you, swiped, you sent a rose, right? Did you send me a rose?
I'm not actually sure how that happened, but we were on the dating app, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of navigating the app with the help of my friends, Katie and Emily, particularly looking at and approving the people that I was talking to. And your picture came up in like a special spot of the app where it was like, you didn't come up in like the normal feed where you swipe. It was like chosen for you.
Because
like
I liked I think I liked your pictures.
Or like best match, I don't remember, or something like
It's
best
definitely
match or
best
something
match.
like that. And I was like, oh, what was this? And then I clicked it. And then it's like, you have sent a rose to David.
You liked my comment, and this is all bullshit because I definitely didn't, but I had written, I have my shit together. I'd like someone else who has theirs as well.
So I was like, finally!
Little did she know, I was a wreck. But I think that was the universe bringing me to you because I needed you, and I think you needed me too.
So then we were chatting a bit, and I was like, are you going
so
to take me on a date or no?
Oh no, the exact words were, because I was still so just new going back to the dating scene, and I was just having pleasant conversations, and then your message that made my insides drop to my rectum were, are we gonna do this or not? And I was like, scared. So I was like, okay. You worked in the Asbury area. I am very familiar with the Asbury area because I worked in the Asbury area. So we picked a restaurant.
I picked the restaurant.
I was okay with it.
I said, you're going to meet me at this restaurant.
Ugh.
It's after work. I have 2 days that I'm available. It's either Monday or Thursday. You pick.
And I picked one. I got to choose something. But I remember I showed up probably 45 minutes early to that date and was sitting there. And then I watched through the window this girl with a leather jacket on. Do you have leather pleather pants on too?
Yep.
And a skull beanie. Or was it your flame beanie?
No, it's the skull beanie.
It was a skull beanie with dark hair and red lipstick on.
Yeah.
Walk up to the door and put her mask half over her face. And I was like, oh yeah.
It was COVID time, so we had to wear a mask into the restaurant. I do remember that.
Yeah.
So first impressions, I would say when I met you, I knew that you were nervous. And my first impression was you were wearing like a button-up shirt with your sleeves rolled up
I was like this.
And I was like, oh, you have like Polynesian tattoos. That's cool. Is it like the whole armor? Like how far does it go?
I played her. It was at the time.
And you were like, no, it just goes to my elbow. And I'm like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Like, that style of tattoo is supposed to be everywhere.
At the time, when I had gotten them, I was with somebody who didn't really necessarily like them, but I was trying. But now, they can't see, but they're all over.
So we got that happening. Okay, so that was like That was pretty much the end of the story for you
No,
and
we
for me.
closed down that restaurant. We stayed long, and I worked in the industry. I know
We did, but
we.
I'm saying like we didn't go on like other
Oh no,
date.
that
Like
was it.
we
Was
were
love at first sight, and it's so corny and cliche to say, but that day was it.
then we hung out like every day or so. Well, maybe not every day because I had kids that I had to navigate. So it was like,
No, it was pretty much every day after that. I would come home, I would race home all the way down to Point, take a shower, then drive all the way back up to our house, our house now, every day, to hang out for like 3 or 4 hours to go home because the kids were still like there, and I wasn't spending the night or anything, but I was trying to. We played games, and then I would drive home, and then get up 4 o'clock in the morning and do it all over again.
all
Yeah.
right, so being married to a strong woman, your honest perspective, what is it really like being married to a high achieving entrepreneurial person like me that always comes with like crazy ideas?
All the time. I I personally love it, and I have told you before that the things that you do and the way that you love to continue educating yourself, and if you're going to do something you want to be the best at it, or not like just be awesome at it, it's very inspiring. And obviously since we've been together, it's made me do a lot of work on myself and a lot of the things that I do and the way that I look at life, as far as not just coasting by but just killing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely sometimes it's intimidating being partners with a powerful woman, but I mean, you don't ever make me feel emasculated when it comes to your work and what you do, and the knowledge that you have as far as education even is concerned. You're just leaps and bounds above me.
Well, that's not true.
Mm.
I think largely part of why it works is that you're not very threatened by that. Like you're not threatened by my knowledge and just like because I'm a go-getter and someone who's like maybe a little bit trailblazing, you don't take that as a direct hit to what you're doing. You also do your things and you're also, what's the word I'm thinking of, ambitious
Yeah.
in what you're doing. So it kind of is like we're on these tracks going forward together, but in separate lanes.
What? You did totally different meta. Yeah, we're going in the same direction, and that's up. I
Yeah.
support you in every, I won't call them cockamamie, but every crazy idea you have, I always support you. Met with a little bit of sarcasm, but I'll always support you, and you likewise. Like, I don't ever feel that I am not allowed to thrive or do something because it's going to get in the way of what you're doing, and vice versa, I would hope. I mean,
Yeah. It's
just,
definitely never boring.
no, hell no. Big support all the time. We just support each other all the time.
Speak about times that either you had to check your ego or I did, and what we learned about partnership.
Oh, shoot. How long is this podcast?
Well, you were supposed to prepare. You knew I was asking
Look,
you.
no, I know. Okay, so I'm a first time dad to 3 kids. 2 of those kids were older and not mine. And the way that I was raised and grew up and how I learned to do things, I check my ego a lot when it comes to parenting. Like, you're a loving mother, you're kind, you spoil the shit out of these kids, and they, I think, sometimes don't realize that. But when it comes to, like, how things should be done, because they're not my way, I do have to check my ego a lot. And we've had these conversations before where it's like, I'm not trying to criticize you, I'm just an OCD Virgo police officer who is set in a lot of old ways that I had to learn, and it's taken me a lot of work, but that's a lot. Checking my ego because we talked about like intelligence. I don't by any means think that I'm some kind of genius, so it's very intimidating sometimes to have you like, oh, I'm talking to this doctor who does this one of one surgery in the entire world, and we're going out to dinner with him and this NP or this person who's just all these brilliant like-minded people. It gets very intimidating at times, but I mean, I check my ego there a lot because I'm like, oh, what the crap, but You do. And then you just don't, you know a lot. You're very smart, and you know a lot of smart people. But, uh, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm trying to think of some ways I've had to check my ego.
Not never.
That's not true. I mean, I think that it is definitely a give and take, and like learning how to, what's the word? Well, I guess it was like my ship for a very long time, where it was like I was the captain, the first mate, and the guy who sweeps the deck. Well, I don't know.
Swabs the poop
swabs.
deck. Good lord.
I was everything on the ship, and so then having a co-pilot or a co-captain I've had to check my ego to, like allow the help or allow the partnership, because for so long I was just like in charge of everything.
Yeah, and you still do that sometimes, where I have to remind you, like, hey, I'm here too. You're not alone.
One funny story, I guess, to highlight that is, so the littlest one was just born, and I had two previous, and we joke and call Dave the first time mom. So, like, there was diaper changing and stuff, and I would just automatically go to do it myself, because that's just what it was for me for so many years. And you got so mad one day, you were like, I can change a diaper.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot. I was like, I know you're not an idiot.
And now I change all.
I just didn't know.
All.
That was not all. Well, we're potty training, so whatever.
I know it can't happen at the Zoom.
All right, so on to parenting, because I think that the parenting thing is always a struggle, whether it's together, alone, or otherwise. Yeah. So navigating life with 3 kids, how do you feel about the division of labor and how we share responsibilities?
Yeah.
Don't deep sigh.
You asked me the question. I'm trying to come up with an appropriate response. At times, and I'm sure everybody in a relationship feels this way, like I feel like I'm doing so much. But then I also have to, again, so going back to checking ego again, like I have to remember you're doing so much, whether it's in this lane, on this track, or in this lane, you're doing a lot too. So the routines that we have work. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to tell me put me in check sometimes, but I'm very big on those routines and they work.
I think we have a good division though. I
so.
feel like we both do equal amounts of parenting, and then when like the routine changes, I think you or I are easily jumping into whatever needs to be done.
Whoever got the tap. Yeah.
Parenting styles, I think, is where most people clash. So where are some areas that you would say we align and some areas that we clash?
All right. So I love you. Let me just I'll start out with that. I run a tight ship.
You like to think so.
I run a tight ship. I am a military naval battleship. You, on the other hand, I love you. Run the Disney cruise line. We're both going to port.
Okay.
And I hate keeping using nautical terms, but like I feel that's, you say like sometimes I'm too hard, but I'm like, at these kids' ages they should learn this, and they're like, but they're kids, and it's like I forget sometimes.
I do agree with that, because I do think like even with not so much the big ones, because they're like, little adults now, but the little one, I don't know, I've always felt like then when they're little, they're like babies, and all you have to do is just like sprinkle them with love and affection, and then they just grow up and then they're fine, and you're you're a little bit, sometimes like, I disagree with your harshness.
When day in the life of me, day off with the baby. We go downstairs, we have breakfast, I clean up the breakfast while he's having the breakfast, and then I clean up his dish, and then we go play. We play or let's say we'll play with his guys. Then he wants to move on to Play-Doh, so I put the guys away, we put the guys away, then we get the Play-Doh out. Then when he's done with the Play-Doh, we put the Play-Doh away, then we go play baseball, or we go outside, or we would do golf and stuff, and then we put that stuff away. So we clean as we go. Day in the life of China, day off with the little...
I'd rather clean once.
I walk in, and it looks like she just had a war.
Because I did. I don't know how Mimi does it all day when she watches
She
the little
cleans.
one.
Cleans as you go.
I have cleaned one time at the end.
You clean.
Or
I love
I'll
you
wait for
again,
you.
but yeah, you clean 0 times because you just say, "Oh, I'm so tired. What a day. I'm just." And then you sit down. I get you an iced tea.
All right, you're revealing too many secrets now, David Pinto.
Well, it's because you have a lot going on. Because when you're a boss ass bitch, you have lots of stuff going on.
All right, we're gonna move to putting you on the spot now.
Oh, try me. Okay.
This segment is about being in law enforcement and the mental load it takes, and so what it's like balancing the intensity of your job with family life. And I know like this is probably good topic for every person in law enforcement because I think that there's a lot of struggle with this.
I wouldn't.
Right?
Yeah. I wouldn't even just say law enforcement. I would say anybody who works in the first responders.
Yeah, like law enforcement, first responders, even nurses.
Well, I see this with a lot of younger, because I am a lot older than I look. See, this is all, that's her. But, yeah, the turning it off, and this is the biggest thing that I try to tell anybody is, and I have a lot of friends who have helped me along the way learn to turn it off. But it's hard to go from a job where, one, your life is threatened at any moment, two, you're worried about messing up your job, especially in this day and age. Just by doing your job, you're worried about getting in trouble for doing your job and being just respected, and the way that you feel and the way that you're treated all day, and then learning to turn that kind of stuff off, because you do get a hubris about yourself. Like, you see these young cops who walk, everybody has the story of this guy. That's never me. That could never be me. I tried it once. It didn't fit. Mm-hmm. But it really is learning to turn that off and just remember that these are the jobs we chose. They're still, again, just a job.
How do you decompress at home after a stressful shift?
Well, recently, my biggest decompression is, now that our baby is old enough to have conversations and sing songs, we sing songs in the car ride home. And we just talk, and he rambles and says all kinds of nonsense that I'm still trying to decode. But that kind of helps me switch off being in the mode at work to going back to being a dad. Mm-hmm. And then I come home to we call them the big kids because they're the biggest out of all of them. The big kids, and slowly start jumping back into being a caregiver and more of the nurturing type. And then that kind of prepares me to be a partner. Mm-hmm. So by the time that you come home, because our hours differ, by the time that you come home, I'm ready to be a partner, and work has checked out, and that ego and hubris was left at the door in my car with my work stuff, and I'm ready. But
explain a little bit though about, I know for me it was difficult to understand your mindset of decompression because you were using like video games sometimes as a way to decompress or like unclog your mind. And it's like I think I could speak for a lot of women in relationships where the video games are a way of a male brain, let's just say, to decompress.
Yeah.
It's hard for especially moms to like wrap their head around how that's a decompression, because when we're looking at it, it looks like, oh my God, he's playing the video games again. He's so wrapped up, he doesn't understand that time is lapsing rapidly.
Okay.
And there's so much to do. So like I now understand because of how you've explained it to me, and like I do know that you utilize it as a brain dump, but maybe tell the masses.
All right, for all of you ladies out there listening with men who still play video games. Yes, I am 40 years old. I still play video games. Whatever. Look, the reason that we play video games, and they'll give you all kinds of excuses, well, it's better than going out and doing this. I could be at a strip club or I could be at a bar, but I'm at home.
Well,
no,
I hope
whatever.
that they would not say that.
I've heard some men's arguments.
Well, that's retarded.
But the video games for us, especially now, is because it's hard to hit that we're grown adult men and we have responsibilities and things. That little, I call it a moment, but you say it's for hours, whatever. It's to kind of go back to being not irresponsible, but having that feeling of not being responsible for just a moment, to be able to unplug your brain and not have to worry about, is this bill paid? Are we going to be able to do this? Well, the kids want this, and I have to make sure I do that. And then at work, I got to go do this. And then, oh, well, China wants me to do this. And if I don't do this, by the time she gets home, she might get mad at me. And for that few minutes, hours, whatever you call it, that's us allowing us to just find the kid in us again. Because I guarantee you that if you have a man that plays video games, he makes you laugh. Because he still has kind of that childlike. You looking at me like this is bullshit. I'm telling you, it's because you laugh together. Theory. It helps us hold on to a little bit of that childhood and that little bit of being a kid again, and it keeps our not spirit, but like it keeps us feeling like we can do this. Because if you don't have that kind of unplug, the stress of the world could definitely weigh you down.
That's true. Can you describe the impact that your job has on your family dynamic, whether it's good or bad?
Well, fortunately for me now, the job, the schedule that I have, it's right in line with the kids being at school or with the baby in childcare. Then I come home and I have the evenings. I have the weekends or sometimes. Like, when I was on patrol and we started dating, that was more difficult because it was, I might be done today at 5. I might end up getting held till, I might get done at 9. I might get held till 11:30. It was kind of a crapshoot, and you just plan for the worst but hope for the best. And that got a little bit frustrating, but that's everybody who works in the first responder field has to worry about that and dealing with that.
How about the isolation? Like that you experience as being in like any type of like emergency area.
Well, yeah,
because like you do like I feel like that there's this mentality that you feel like nobody understands. So then you like try to shut it off by just isolating.
Well, so I did try before I did that, and I was drinking heavily. Because I didn't think that was not macho or manly to talk about it, but to more of be that no one could understand the worries and the feelings and the anxieties that you have. But again, I just try to learn that it's just a job. I choose to do that. But
I think too, it's like we both take mental health pretty seriously.
Yeah.
And I think that my next question was, how do we prioritize mental health and communication? And I think it's like we both kind of work on our own mental health, and then that enhances the communication.
Yeah, I think when I'm in a mind space of I'm okay with whatever stress is going on, it's easier when you ask me what's wrong to explain it to you instead of nothing, I'm fine, or it's nothing, you wouldn't understand. Like, I actually can lay it out there for you, and you do the same, and it's nice because that does help open up more lines of communication to where I feel comfortable that I won't be judged by what I say. And when you tell me something, you feel comfortable because you know that I'm understanding what you're saying because I'm actually listening.
Right. How do we stay connected despite our crazy schedules? This is a tough one, and sometimes I struggle because I feel like we should have more dates.
Yeah, if there were more days in the week and more hours in the day.
That's the thing. We need more, and then it's hard too because it's like finding the childcare.
We can come up with excuses all we want to, and the perfect couples will always say, "Oh, we always find time. We do whatever." Okay, but
I think we do like try to prioritize that. I mean, I wish it would happen a little more frequently, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, the going out on dates like we used to, it would be ideal. But also, we're not spring chickens anymore, so like by 9 o'clock, I'm ready for bed if I'm not already asleep. But
well, I think that at least every day we do like connect and just decompress our day to each other for like on the drive home from work, which I think is
so we get to speak to each other. So when we do get home, it's not just like a day dump where we're just unloading on each other our problems. But I think also I'm reminded, and I remind myself that I'm just lucky that every day you come home and you're there, whether we see each other for 3 hours, 3 minutes, the whole day.
Yeah.
Any little bits of time we get And like we still like are affectionate. I'm always hugging on you, kissing you. Kids hate it, but I think showing each other affection is the biggest one. Whether it's little butt slaps or kisses on the forehead, like just showing your partner that like you're still there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we do a good balance of that.
All right, rapid fire questions. This is supposed to be the fun segment, so I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions, and you say the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh,
But you have to keep it PG.
all right, don't bait me here,
First word that comes to mind when you hear China bee.
boss.
Who is the stricter parent?
Me.
True. Who takes longer to get ready?
Me. Wait, no, not lately.
Yes.
Not lately.
Yes.
The other day, I came upstairs. You were still getting ready. I got ready and was downstairs, setting up downstairs to go out. I could get pretty.
I don't remember that.
I just like to lollygag.
What's your dream vacation?
Anywhere with you.
What's my dream vacation?
Somewhere in the mountains with snow.
Oh, yeah. He's got that right. What's the song that represents our relationship?
I could say our song, but that would have to be our baby's favorite song that he always sings.
Oh, which one is that? You have to tell the people.
Well, it's not copyright. I'm not paying him money to say
Oh, that's
his
true.
name.
Then we have to pay him? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a popular song. Maybe I'll link it in the bottom or play it. I'll play it on the Instagram
Oh, yeah, put
reel.
it in a reel.
Okay. Advice for listeners. This is like last licks here. What's your advice to partners of ambitious women?
Just know that they choose to be with you. A lot of guys get intimidated and start thinking that like they're not good enough, or like their wife's gonna leave them for this and that because you don't have common interests or professional education, any of that stuff. Just know that your partner chooses to be with you, so live in that and just know that you love each other, because if you didn't, signs would be there and you wouldn't be wondering.
I think being supportive to each other.
Oh, I don't support that.
Yes, you do.
Being supportive of any goals and dreams you have. Always, what do I always say, Mayor?
Advice for couples navigating busy careers and parenthood. Divide and conquer.
But also live in your wins. When you
that's
get
good
time
advice.
together, like, don't be thinking about the next thing. Like today, we crushed our tasks for the day. I feel like we did, but then we sat down. We said we need 30 minutes, so we sat down, even just on the bed, and just lived in it together. We weren't required to do anything. We weren't asking each other, well, what do we got to do? What do we got to do this? We got to do that. No, we lived in the win together.
True. What do you want your kids to learn about love and partnership?
Be a good person.
Ooh, I like that.
If I could teach my son anything about being a partner, it would be to be a good person. Yeah, pretty much. Because, like, being a good person is such an umbrella of things of, like, love your partner, cherish your partner, treat her like she's everything to you. Because if she is, that's how you should treat her. But also to the people in your life, your friends, your family, just being a good person. Because if you put that out there,
that's what they'll be. All right. So thank you for coming on my podcast.
Thanks, Boo.
I'm so glad that we were able to do this and shed a little bit of light into what it's like to be a power couple.
Yeah. I was going to wear my t-shirt that says trophy husband, but since we talk about mental health, I wanted to.
That would have been apropos. Anything else you want to say about what this conversation has brought for you?
Well, 1, I love you.
I love you.
2, I really think that you need a strong partnership of give and take to make 2 busy schedules, 2 busy careers, and 3 busy kids work. And I think that if you find the right equation, it works well. And I think that we do that pretty damn good.
I agree. Well, thank you for coming on this episode of the podcast. And again, thanks. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey, it's Dave. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can follow and stay up to date with China B.
Mark.
On the mark.